This is the front instrument bezel and a plastic dash cover. This is not a cloth dash cover, this is a hard plastic. I am installing these on a 2000 Dodge Ram 1500. If you're familiar with the Dodge, as you might have seen in my part 1 video, the dash is all crumbled to pieces. So the way this works is this top, the gray cover here, is just going to go right over the top of the existing pieces. Hopefully I have enough pieces to secure this to. I'm going to have to clean up the top of the dash. The brittle pieces that this is going to stick to, the company that sends this sends a little bottles of adhesive that you put underneath the bottom side of this. You kind of stick it around different places the instructions have to make it stick to the existing pieces. And then this instrument bezel, I like this one. It's each of these was about 60 bucks each. This gray, if I was to replace the OEM dash in the truck as is from Dodge, it's over $700, and I believe their instrument bezel is like $380. I got both of these for $60 each, and the instrument bezel actually comes with the vents already installed, so if your vents have ever popped out or broken, you don't have to worry about that. So this is the inside, as I've showed a little video before of the cracked up dash. So I'm gonna have to come in here and clean up the top of all this plastic on the top here. The instrument bezel is not actually a hard job. Really all you want to do is take your little handle here and get your steering wheel out of the way. I'm going to put the key in because I also want to bring this, I want to bring the shifter here all the way down so that it's out of the way. That makes it easier to get the instrument bezel off. I recently took the instrument bezel out because my stereo died. We actually had a MP3 player that I bought on Amazon, and the company said that they would send me a set of earbuds for free for the purchase. When I contacted them, they said they actually don't have any earbuds, and instead they sent me this MP3 player head unit. This is not a CD player, which I hardly use, but they sent me this MP3 player instead for free, and I just installed it. So I had to take the instrument bezel out. As you can see, even the instrument bezel is just, it's in pieces too. It's really brittle. Little pieces are falling into the dash all the time. I just got done also doing a air conditioning recharge on this truck. I was completely out of Freon, and so hopefully I can make it through the summer. But I'm just gonna get this top part cleaned up and then get that cover in, and I'll pull this instrument bezel off and then install the new instrument bezel after I get the dash cover put on. So I'll just kind of keep showing video as I go along. So I've got the top cover in place. It's got some pretty clean lines, but you got some kind of funky stuff where it doesn't quite line up, so I'm gonna have to work on this a little bit to get this part to lay down. Pretty clean across the top here. Most of it's smooth everywhere where it goes. Now I've got a bunch of pieces that are missing underneath. A lot of the dash, original dash, isn't even there, so it doesn't really have anything to stick to. As the directions show here, you want to go around the bottom of all the little gray lines in there. That's where you go around the bottom of the cover itself and put an adhesive that they send with it. There's these tubes of adhesive. I roll them up like a container of toothpaste to get them out. So I used both tubes and made sure I had plenty of adhesive, trying to get this thing to stick down as much as it can. It says to let it cure for 4 hours. I'm just going to let it sit. This truck isn't going anywhere, so it's just going to sit for a while. Here you can kind of see another spot where the corner doesn't quite work out here. It's got a little bend in it, I think probably from shipping or how it was stored, but I need to figure out a way to mash this down and get this to hold flat. You can tell the original color is a lot darker gray than this. This is a really light gray. I don't really remember that they said it was a lighter gray than OEM, but it doesn't quite go all the way to the bottom. And the other side is identical to that. It doesn't quite go all the way to the bottom of the crease here. That's the original crease right here, and then you can see where the gray stops. So pretty much I'm going to try to figure out a way to go across the top of this and tape this down, but it says to use phone books or heavy objects that aren't going to scratch the surface. So I've got my sandbags for going out and shooting, as you can see. That's what these are for. But today they're for holding down a dash cover. And so I'm going to just work out the kinks on this, and once I get this all laid in, I'll come back and show you where I install the instrument bezel, is what I call it. That's the piece that's going to come up around here. You can see where these clips are, where the red felt is. There's clips on the back of the new instrument bezel that's going to go around there as well. I don't remember how they called it in the piece from eBay. Both of these pieces are from eBay, not from Amazon. Sorry if I've said Amazon in the past. I believe in my part 1 video I shared the link to both pieces, and they're both to eBay. So I'm gonna get the rest of this cleaned up and taped down, and then install the instrument bezel next. So this is how you MacGyver pressing in. Instead of holding my finger in here, I've got some rolled up paper towel that's pressing, and I've got it taped across. Nothing wants to stick inside here, so I gotta go all the way down and wrap it around the bottom to get this thing to stick, but that's all taped in. So this is just gonna sit and cure, and in the meantime, if this isn't in the way, I should be able to go ahead and pop the instrument bezel in. Don't forget when you go to install the new one, because this is so brittle, as you can see, just taking this thing out, it just keeps breaking into pieces. That piece was attached a second ago. The vents were already broken out, but on the back side, everywhere these little clips are, you need to make sure all these clips come out, because the new one comes with the clips, but as you can see, in a spot where that clip is, it's broken off. Up at the top here, all these clip spots are all broken off. These are stuck in the dash, and there's little bits of plastic in the bottom of these clips where these teeth are on the side facing towards the camera. Where these teeth are, there's little bits of plastic that are stuck in there. So make sure that all these come out. You do not want to leave these in there, because when you try to push the new one in, you're going to break it. So yeah, that part's done. See if we can get the new one installed. So here's the new bezel in place now. It'll clip in. It doesn't seem like there's going to be any problem with it clipping in all the way around, but right here where I've got this plastic piece holding down, if I try to press this in, it's going to run into the tape and the paper towel, but I don't see any reason why this isn't going to clip in. I'll just finish this up later on and add another part to waiting until this cures.